as always, I'm browsing the internet and I came across this post, right? It says, if you got booked, and you're in jail, who are you calling first? Are you calling your best friend or are you calling your girl? And I thought that was interesting. Maybe because I overthink in every situation and I think about all the different sides of things. But I kind of complicated. I made it more complicated than I should. But let me just ask you the same question and see where your mind is at, and I'll let you know like where mine is.
Okay. So it's actually very easy. I'm calling my girlfriend. I'm gonna tell you what.
Yes.
Because every time I call you, what is the first thing you say on the phone? If I call you midday,
oh, I'm at work. Text me.
It's not just that. Yeah, you say, yo, I'm at work. Text me. Hang up the phone. You don't know where the fuck I am. What situation I'm in.
Now you painting me out to be a bad friend when you don't.
I'm not trying to pay you as a bad friend, but I'm telling you the facts. This is something you do every time.
But you know what's crazy? Gary, you act like you call me on my days off or you call me at night when you know I'm on my way home. You well aware of my schedule by now.
I don't know where he's going. No.
Yes.
First
Gary,
of all,
you know I'm off every Wednesday and every Sunday. That hasn't changed in the last 4 years.
You have the schedule of a cheating Haitian man, bro. That's a fact.
All right. Yeah.
That's a fact. You have the schedule of a cheating Haitian man.
Bruh, I'm off on Wednesdays. For the people that don't know.
Every nigga that got 2 jobs cheat.
Now I'm off on a tangent. Now, for the people that don't know, I'm off on Wednesdays because that's the day we record the pod, and that's my quote-unquote self-care day. That's when I get my feet done sometimes, or I get a haircut and run errands and link up with family. I'm also off on Sundays, which is the only day out the weekend that I'm off, and that's the day if I get invited to birthday parties, brunches, outdoors events, I do that, plus I get my laundry taken care of. But that's besides the point. You would call your girlfriend, why?
Because she would actually answer.
Okay. All right. See, I didn't think it was that cookie cutter. I didn't think it was that simple. I'm going to tell you why. I feel like it depends. It depends why I got booked and who I'm with. You feel me? Because I feel like if I went out and I got into a fight because somebody stepped on me or you feel me? Or I got jumped in a fight or I was forced to fight or I was in a situation where I had to defend myself and I got locked up for it, right? I feel like I would call my homie because I feel like as a dude, your dude is not going to pick you up from the jailhouse and bombard you with questions. You feel me? He's just going to be like, yo. No, Terrence is going to roast you, but he ain't going to press you like, you feel me? Because with dudes, the dynamic is a little different. I feel like a dude will pick you up and be like, bro, what happened, bro? You got a black eye. Like, your lips is busted. What happened? Yeah, bro, some niggas trying to jump me in the club, stepped on me, try to be rude. I tried to tell him back off, and boom. We started fighting, and then boom. We got kicked out of the club, started fighting outside XYZ. We got picked up by the cops. I feel like the only reason I don't initially say my girl is because I feel like it depends on the type of woman you dating. If you got a ride or die chick that know you a street nigga, that know you gang affiliated, and that knows what comes with dealing with you, I feel like she'd be down. She'd be like, okay, babe, I'm just going to bail you out and we good. Mm-hmm. But if you deal with the rest of these women who tend to worry, who tend to question you about everything, who tend to have an anxiety attack or panic attack when something of that magnitude happened, I don't think I would frighten my girl that way. You feel me? Eventually, I would tell her what happened, but I feel like if I call my girl from the jail phone and say, babe, I got locked up. Can you come out and get me? Well, what'd you do? Who you was with? What happened? And I'm like, yo, this is not the time for this. When you pick me up.
I have 45 seconds left on this call.
You feel me?
Go to the jail, bondsman. Get me the fuck out of here.
These niggas are trying to stab me. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting. So, like I said, it was a simple fucking question, but it had my mind racing. But welcome to another episode of
These Are the Aesthetics.
I go by the name of Cheech, a.k.a. your favorite broadcaster, a.k.a. Your girl's favorite podcaster, a.k.a. catch me outside with some positivity and some good vibes. That's it. That's all I ask.
Okay. I go in name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust, aka Podcast Poppy, aka
You still go with that shit.
AKA we almost at 120 episodes and Cheech still forgets to put his cup on the side of his chair.
Okay. Yeah, correct. You're right.
AKA best podcast in the world.
I like that. Shit, loaded show today. I'm nicknaming this show before we start reactions and gossip. But let's just start with what we usually start with. How are you feeling? How's the week treating you? How's your mental health? Just rate your life experience right now from a scale of 1 to 10 and why.
I say life right now is at a solid, let's say a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Which is really good.
That's a B.
It's a B. The thing is, like, life is good on the outside, but the thing is, I have a lot of shit to complain about, but at the end of the day, I really can't because I'm fortunate to have what I have and what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. And you're a man, so.
And I'm a black man.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to be a black man today.
It depends on who you ask.
Depends on who you ask. Because
we're also under attack too for our points and our views.
That is true. But like other than that, I can't complain too much. I'm going out of town this weekend.
I didn't know that.
I found this out last week. I'm going out of town next week. Apparently, my sister, she's having a family day at her school. So you know those like when you go on campus and then the school tells you, hey, this is a safe place for your students, our students. So they just give you a whole tour.
So they're gonna pander and
1,000%,
and kind of give your parents a reason why they paid $40,000 for the year.
Exactly.
In tuition.
And I'm going to a HBCU, so I don't know what to expect. Am I gonna see niggas stepping at the front? Is niggas gonna wear dashikis?
You know what? That's racist. You can't say that. You can't say that. Because if you were going to Harvard, you was like, am I going to see students study on the lawn?
Like, yes, I'm expecting. Am I going to see that? Does this shit look like the brochure? Is
everybody here doing Adderall? What are we doing here?
But yeah, that's just I have a very like loaded fucking week this week. But hey, it keeps me busy.
Okay, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
How you doing?
Now we got to talk. But so far, I mean, I want to rate my life out of 10. I'll say a 6.5. A 6.5 because
it's a fail.
Yeah. I've been going through some personal hurdles. There's certain things that I'm going through in my personal life that I'm sorting out at the moment. Health-wise, I'm good. You know, health-wise, I'm good. The money is good. It's just, sometimes when things are not A1 at home, it tends to affect other things that you touch. You feel me? Because as a man, I think the most important thing that we have, and that's kind of like the battery on our back, is kind of like our peace. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you're not at peace in some areas in your life, it could kind of trigger certain reactions and spill into other parts of your life as well. So, but I'm having a positive attitude. I'm taking it day by day. And I'm praying about it. So hopefully things, there's some type of light at the end of this long tunnel. You feel me? And you know what? The beautiful thing about male friends and the fucked up about male friends is niggas always tend to blame you first, hand you a drink, or roast you about your problems. It's never like, bro, I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. You know what? I've been through that. And, you did the best you could with the tools you had. It's always like, yeah, bro, let me tell you something. You fucked up.
Garrick, I have an assumption about you. Because the thing is, I have a conspiracy that, like, I understand that, like, me and Cheech are supposed to be best friends.
That's crazy.
But I don't know exactly, like, when Cheech, we're at a point now, like, in the friendship where it's like, he's telling me the issue, but not telling me the root of the issue because he knows I'm going to give my opinion. And it's just like, she's like, I don't really want to hear Gary give his fucking lecture at this exact moment. But the thing is, I have to give my lecture because I'm never ever going to get my shit off to get my official opinion.
You know what it is? That's not true. I'm going to tell you why that's not true, because I feel like as a man, sometimes you see how you said you found out you were going out of town today?
Or this week, yeah.
Well, this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, now you don't even have 2 weeks to let your job know. You feel me? Shit is happening in real time. So I feel like as a man, people just drop shit on your plate. Like you told me some shit with your job the other day.
Yeah.
People just drop shit on your plate and be like, all right, well, deal with it, nigga. You getting paid, you a man, you gonna cry about it? Do you still wanna work here? Like, what's up? What you doing?
Pretty much.
I feel like sometimes when you dealing with, for example, women, like let's say I'm dealing with a relationship issue, right? Maybe I don't know the root on why my girl is mad. Maybe she's peeling the issue layer by layer to me. So as I know these layers, that's how I will tell them to you. But if I don't know exactly the totality of what's wrong, I don't want to rush and assume, or I don't want to give you the wrong impression. And now you giving me unsolicited advice that is not solving anything. You feel me?
I understand. Like, even in my family, everyone knows that, like, if I'm having an issue, only go to Gary if I legit want advice. Like, I'm the friend you can vent to, but the thing is, like, I don't let niggas vent and act like what they saying.
Well, that's being a good friend.
Well, it's being a good friend, but the thing is, I'm not gonna let a nigga vent to me wrong. Like, a nigga can't just walk up to me saying, "Man, I tried to rob this nigga, man. He only gave me $50."
You're be like, why are you robbing?
Why you should be robbing it?
If you needed money, why didn't you come to me? What's going on?
Well, not to me, but you should. How about you find another way of work?
Yeah, true.
Clearly, because this isn't working. But you know, like, because as your homies, like, I'm always generally care about you, and me and like a couple of the homies, even though we roast you and whatever you're going through something. But I feel like sometimes you kind of stray away from it a little bit because, you know, it's like, all right, I know my friends are going to give me the nitty gritty of the shit that, like, I possibly thinking right here, but they're going to actually tell me. But I just don't want to hear it right now.
Okay. I mean, I think in some scenarios, I will admit it could be that. But I feel like, again, it depends on the issue at hand. If it's something with my work or my job or family, then maybe it's a little easier to digest. But when other people are involved, other people's emotions are involved, I think it's like it's a step-by-step process. You feel me? Because you gotta watch how you respond, and you gotta make sure you're telling and you also gotta be careful. I think in certain situations with how many people you tell your business to.
That's also
because I confide in you, but I don't know who you confide in, and I don't know if you're gonna keep this between us. I'm not saying you personally because I know you wouldn't do that, but I'm saying like, what if I tell you my business? Because some niggas do pillow talk, and you lay down with your girl and you tell her my business. Now your girl is telling, damn girl, you think Cheech is cute? Well, Cheech is getting his appendix removed next week. Girl, what, you feel me? So it's like sometimes niggas kind of like stray away from sharing too much because you feel like at the end of the day, like it's kind of me against the world type shit. You feel me?
For sure.
But overall, things are good. You know, pray for me out there.
Things are getting better.
Yeah, with time. In due time. Okay, well, there's been a lot going on.
A lot.
In the media.
The fuckery just don't stop.
The fuckery just doesn't stop. What are we starting with today?
We got to start with, like, honestly, the biggest bombshell that's come out, like, very, very recently. Like, damn near right before we start recording this, the Tory Lanez verdict came out.
Okay. I'll let you take a lead on this one and let me know how you feel.
So Tory Lanez, he was waiting a trial for his sentencing. It finally came out. He is actually going to be doing a dime. He is scheduled to do 10 years in a state penitentiary. And after that, he serves his time, he will be deported.
Damn.
So my reaction to that is like, and I'm gonna
give me your reaction and your opinion too.
So my reaction.
Give me your reaction.
So my reaction, I was like, "Fuck! Wow, they really kind of threw the book at him." That was my first reaction. I didn't really expect it to be like that harsh, in my opinion, because my first reaction. I know I'm gonna get crucified for saying this. I'm like, "Damn, he's going to jail for 10 years and she's still alive and got all her toes."
All right.
That was my first reaction. Like, damn, 10 years. Even though, like, bitches be getting beat up by their boyfriend every day and don't go to jail. That shit was just like, I was just like, damn, okay, 10 years. Wow, okay. So, and then what I think on this is like, yeah, like fam. I'm sorry, did I say something that was crazy?
No, you're hilarious, bro. You cooking right now. I'm gonna let you cook.
Bro, it's just like, what I'm saying is like, as a Caribbean, as a Jamaican man, as a Caribbean man, I'm just seeing that like Tory Lanez is like literally at the height of his career. But the only reason why I have a slight issue, and I'm before like the feminists and the support black and the hashtag support black woman comes after me, yes, I have to say, yes, I love black women. Raised by a black woman, I date a black woman. Like, but I have to say, I think that the way Tory was charged, they're making it seem like they're trying to portray the image where it's like he legit had the gun at her and said, "No, bitch, dance. I'm going to shoot you right fucking now." And the fact that like there hasn't been any hardcore concrete evidence on exactly what happened. It's more of like he say, she say, and it's like what Meg Thee Stallion had more witnesses on her side. I'm saying it's like, yo, I don't really think this shit sounds damn near accidental in my opinion. I'm gonna leave it out there because the hard evidence hasn't been out there, especially the fact that apparently like he had the least amount of gun residue on him in the car. So I was just saying like, fuck, prayers for everyone involved. But all I'm gonna say is that like I don't think they should have gave my man 10 years.
Okay. So I've been seeing a lot of reactions, especially from women. Like I've even seen women say, "Oh, all these niggas that are defending Tory or saying it's not that bad. He didn't shoot her for real. She's not hurt. She didn't die. All these men are sucking Tory's dick for no reason. All these men should stop following me, this and that." I think people sense like I think people idolize a lot of these celebrities, and I also feel like I don't think a lot of people understand the charges that Tory was facing. You feel me? That's number one. Number two, I don't think we fully understood the facts of the case because there was a lot of things involved. You know, story came out that Tory was having sex with Megan and her best friend Kelsey. It's also been out that they were hanging out with Kylie Jenner, who Tory also had interest in. Stories came out that Megan Thee Stallion was drunk.
Everybody was intoxicated.
Everybody was intoxicated, but she was the aggressor in a lot of situations. I heard. I wasn't there. I don't fucking know. I don't care that much. But to me, I do want to start by saying prayers for everyone involved, and it's tough because we live in a society where it's like we have to believe the victim, right? With or without facts. I feel like this case became more so about a bigger agenda than Tory and Megan, if that makes any sense. Because now I feel like the district attorney, I feel like it got to a point where I feel like the state of California has to do something because it happened in Kylie Jenner's neighborhood in LA. For the sake of the residents, for the sake of the value of the properties in that area, the police got to do something and set an example so shit like this don't happen in communities like that, because these are multi-million-dollar homes around the area where this happened, right? Number one. Number two, the judge had to stand on the right side of justice to protect and preserve their face when it came to the issues between assault and women. You feel me? So I feel like it's a slippery slope because it became more than Tory. It became more than the evidence because it was he said, she said, it was conflicting reports. And like I said, I felt like the prosecution and the result of this case was more on the side of who had the bigger brand, who had more money, and who had the influence on the media more. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously Megan disappeared from the internet. She's not.
And Tory Lanez was seeing more on the internet.
Yeah. She's not dropping music. She's doing interviews where she's saying she can't sleep, she can't eat. You know, the issue has been not bothering her. As much. She's being bullied. So as a woman, you know, dressing a certain way to court. You feel me? So
getting awards.
So my thing is, and Tory was out here fighting, acting innocent, doing collaborations, dropping music, dropping albums, going on tour. It was like, you got to a point where I don't know who to believe. Because Tory was acting innocent and Megan was, I'm not going to say acting hurt, but Megan was taking the situation hard. So, like I said, I feel like an example was set, a precedent was set, and I feel like, okay, cool, the state of California won. I'm just
They
gonna
made
come
money
out
for
and say
sure.
it
They made money for
because
sure.
it was a case that was sensationalized. It was probably the biggest case in hip hop history. A rapper shooting another female rapper that he happened to have history with, and he was sleeping with her friend. It was just like I just felt like everybody was tired. They dragged this long enough. They spent too much money. Tory didn't want to take a plea deal. It was just, I feel like it was like, all right, cool. Let's just nip this shit in the bud and do what we got to do. You feel me? I mean, I do hope that, Tory is a very talented young man. I do hope he bounced back from this, even if he can't make music or come to the U.S. anymore to perform. I hope I hope he does good with his life. I hope that time in there helped rehabilitate him. And I hope Megan drops more music for her fans. And I hope that she feels better and more confident now and can come outside and do what she does best. Like I said, I wanted, at first I had an opinion and I had an idea on who is lying, who is not, because certain people got caught multiple times, lying. But at this point, I'm like, yeah, they just made an example out of Tory and used the situation to push a certain agenda. So that's just my personal opinion with it.
All right. So, and as like this, I remember like the night it happened. Like, oh shit, okay. Like when they said that, oh, Meg Thee Stallion apparently was shot, this and that, and then I remember watching the IG live of Tory, Meg, and Kylie Jenner all in the hot tub and shit at her house, and I'm like, okay. And then the next day, yeah, a report comes out like Meg gets shot. And then literally a couple days later, I'm like, damn, that's a wild freaking headline. And then like 2 or 3 or 4 days later, Meg Thee Stallion is twerking on a boat. So I'm like, okay, I guess this wasn't a big deal as I thought it was. And then I think a week or two went by, and then Meg Thee Stallion flat out says to the camera, Tory shot me. And I'm like, oh, this is a case.
Yeah, it took a picture of her foot. I think went to the hospital. Pictures got released of a foot. I don't know. I remember. I remember, but it was so much happening, and I think what made it even more confusing is, okay, just say who shot the gun. It got to a point where we thought Kelsey shot Meg, because it's like reports came out that Tory was sleeping with both of them. So it's like, was it a jealousy thing? Was it you get what I'm saying? Was it, damn, I found out you fucked my man, now I gotta fight you, and she pulled out a gun to defend herself? Like, it got to a point where it was so many different exits. It was so many different narratives, and so it's like, if it confused me as a man and as somebody that could detect and break down information easily, I could easily see how it would confuse the masses. People that just read headlines and go with a popular opinion.
And another, I think a really interesting note too is that, like, obviously after like the case is closed, more shit starts to get revealed. Apparently, Tory wasn't a citizen in the U.S. That's one. So now you acting out, and you technically a quote unquote alien in the country. Even, sorry I have to use that word, but that's how, like,
that's how you
the government looks at people that are not citizens as an alien. He's not a citizen. He's breaking rules. Apparently, there's alleged vendetta. Like, the judge had some smoke for Tory because apparently he was like accusing her of certain things of favoritism. So I'm pretty sure the judge didn't like that as well. The antics of his father outside of the courtroom.
Facts.
So
all that played into it.
And on top of it, and Tory, keep in mind, this man has kids. He's engaged, and like, bro, this man's life has literally changed forever. And I just want to tell everybody, yo, if you not a citizen in this country, you need to calm your ass down. just want to put that out there. Because, like, if I'm in someone else's backyard, no matter how long you've been here, my nigga, you need to chill.
Facts.
Because, like, I don't even like to be in the justice system as a citizen. I can't imagine what it's like for someone who's not born here.
Facts. That's a fact. I mean, like I said, prayers for everyone involved. I do feel like he's been incarcerated for about a year now or some change.
Possibly a year. So I guess, yeah.
I mean, I think, this is what I think, honestly. Like, I think that if, with good behavior and the type of money that he has, I think he could maybe try to go for like another trial, maybe try to apply for a mistrial or file some type of court documents, or just wait it out, I guess, and see what new information comes out next. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be tough for him. But I was shocked to see how many women even supported Tory too. That's something that's not talked about enough. A lot of women came and spoke on Tory's defense. I don't know if it's because they hate Meg and her antics and how she got caught lying a few times during this process. And again, I'm not, victim, blaming whatever. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, she did an interview with Gayle and she didn't even want to say that she slept with Tory when he was fucking you and your best friend. But anyway, what I am saying is there's a lot of women that supported Tory. There's a lot of men and media people that supported Tory.
Celebrities was coming back around him. Drake and everybody.
He kept making music with a lot of these niggas. You feel me? So I thought he was gonna be okay. And it is what it is, man. Like I said,
can I put a Gary bow on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I know what you're gonna say. I know exactly what you're gonna.
And I just want to tell all the young men that like to go outside, this is why it's very good to have a solid woman in your life. This is why it's another reason why you shouldn't drink. And this is another reason why being outside your house past midnight is never the best idea either.
I feel that. I was going to say, keep your dick in your pants and be careful who you lay with. And yeah.
All good advice. All good advice.
Salute. Again, prayers for everyone involved. And I hope everybody have peace, now, or some type of level of peace with the facts.
And I hope everyone gets the healing they deserved.
1000%. I like that. That was media trained answers right there. I like it. All right, what's next on the books? My guy Kai Cenat.
Oh, the GOAT himself.
Yeah.
Number one streamer out in the US right now.
He's making a lot of money.
He's making a lot of fucking money. I admire that guy a lot. And he's Haitian.
Oh, salute. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
And he's Haitian.
That's what's up.
So if you guys didn't know, Kai Cenat, obviously a big Twitch streamer. If you don't know him, he's like known for having a lot of like popular celebrities in like his room and just on streaming. Like I technically never still to this day understand streaming fully on why it got so popular. Cause I'd be like, yo, niggas will always be acting like they're busy, but y'all got time to watch a nigga play video games for 3 hours.
That's what I was saying. I never understood it because
never understood it.
Are you watching somebody else play video games, have fun, or do something else? Like, so it's like I don't know. It was weird to me, but maybe it's a culture that I don't understand.
It's a little bit of a younger culture, but like I think academics plays into that role as well. Mm-hmm. Is that like he'll just talk and speak facts about hip hop, but then again, it's just niggas I'll talk about. I don't know, just bullshit or just video games. Like I knew streaming
because if a nigga is playing video games, right?
Yeah.
Like if somebody
that's how Twitch originally became popping.
But I'm saying if you playing Call of Duty, I could also play Call of Duty and play against you, right?
Yeah, the engagement was a lot better in Twitch as well. Yeah.
So why do I have to watch you play and I don't play?
Because people are just admiring how good you play the game.
Okay.
Yeah, but then again, that's how it started. But then niggas who are just naturally
it's like watching an unboxing video, pretty much.
Exactly. Like I knew streaming went to another level when niggas was like over 100,000 people was watching Aiden Ross get his hair dyed by Lil Uzi. That's how I knew streaming is on another plateau. But if you guys didn't know, Kai Cenat, famous streamer, he was actually hosting a giveaway in Union Square in New York. I believe that was the place. So I knew it was in New York, and
Manhattan. Yeah. He
told everybody, "Hey, meet me here. I'm giving away Xboxes, PlayStations. He's giving out. I'm having a brain fart. What's that shit that PCs that people build themselves? He's giving out like keyboards, chairs, anything to like give to creators. Pretty much that costs a lot of fucking money. He was gonna give it to the community, but unfortunately, I think what Kai Cenat forgets is that like you're a celebrity and you have a very strong following. So he just put out a random location at a time, and then you guessed it, the niggas came out. So apparently it was reported that over like maybe 10,000 people, or probably even more, 20,000 people was in Union Square. And you got to remember, 20,000 people in one area that's not a lot of proper security. You got to remember, this is New York, so motherfuckers have a life. Shit happen in New York every day, and people still have to just take the train. They had to close down a train station.
Facts. I heard about that.
Apparently, paramedics couldn't even go through this. Couldn't go through the area. Mm-hmm. So a lot of heavy fines are going to Cenat. So I just want to know what is.
And he got arrested, actually.
And he got arrested. Yeah, he did get arrested. So what's your take on this?
I think as creators, I feel like there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with just you learning your audience, just learning who you are. Period. Because there's different ways for you to track analytics. You're not gonna go to T-Mobile to get a deal if you don't present your numbers. You feel me? So you know how much money you're making. You know how many people are subscribed to you. You know how many people are donating money to you. If you have things like Patreon, YouTube, you could keep track of your interactions with your audience. You feel me? There's no excuses there. I feel like it was one of those moments like I want to feel like I'm that nigga. I want to feel like if I could pull this off, I want to put my dick on the table and show everybody I'm that dude. I do feel like there was a level of ego that played into that
for sure.
to that. And I think that part of it was very irresponsible because like I said, when the demographic that you serve is mainly kids, there's a different level of risk assessment that has to be involved because now the safety of people are intact now. And you feel me? And once you announce something and a riot breaks out, a shooting happens, they're going to say you incited a riot. They're going to hold you responsible for anybody that gets hurt. Hey, you just saw what happened to Travis Scott. Sure. So it's like the examples are there. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I just feel like he should have did his due diligence to hire the proper security, actually not go the cheap route and book a venue to hold this. I don't care if people had to pay for a ticket to get in, but at least you would have vet people, pat people down, make sure there's no guns, make sure the proper security protocols are met so everybody could have a good time. And you feel me? And you can't just announce a giveaway. How are you going to give this away? You're not going to be in the middle of the crowd passing PS5. Somebody's going to snatch one. A fight is going to break out. Like, you know your audience and how crazy they get. And another thing is, when there's a lot of niggas somewhere, guess who's coming? The cops.
1,000%.
SWAT teams. Helicopters.
Dogs.
XYZ. In a place like New York, when traffic don't stop, you feel me?
It's called New York for a reason.
You feel me? The city that never fucking sleep. You can't just do that on a random day without letting the city officials know what the fuck you got planned. So again, I'm putting the blame on him for being irresponsible and putting a lot of people's lives at risk. But I did think also that it was a fly move. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime somebody is doing a giveaway, it's always good. It's always good to give back. You don't ever want to come off to your audience like you high and mighty because they built you. They helped build you. You feel me? They're the reason why you're rich. They're the reason why you're making as much money. They're the reason why you have your notoriety. So I understand why some people might be pressured to even do a giveaway, have a foundation or something like that. But Lil Baby just did one in Atlanta where he did a back-to-school drive. You saw how many cops was out there? You saw the trucks. You saw the security. That's how you do it. You feel me? If you don't know how to do something, you have enough money, no excuses. Hire event planners, event organizers. When you get married, what do? You go hire somebody.
Exactly.
When you throwing a concert, you hire somebody.
There's a job for everybody.
You feel me? So my thing is, stop being cheap. Stop cutting corners. Do things the right way. That way, the liability does not fall on you. And that's just my mature take on the whole situation.
No, I'm pretty much on the same path. But I think even though people hate to say, like, oh, he's just a kid, because Kai's like 22 years old, 23, around that, fairly young, actually, because we're 26. But me at 26 and me at 22 is a different brain.
1,000%.
I'm a way more mature now than then, for sure. And I'm actually, I would say the intent for this giveaway was good. He was going to give back to the community, because as a creator, you always remember what it was like being at step one and what you needed to get to the next level.
Exactly.
Oh, like, I need this PC, I need a good monitor, I need a good chair, I need some good lighting. It's like, we all know what it was like to be at level one. So that I respect him for. But crazy to say, I'm actually not putting a lot of the blame on him. I'm actually put a lot of the blame on his PR team. Well, PR team it's just team in general that organizes everything, in my personal opinion. I don't know if the PR team is the right word for it, but whoever the team is that kind of is like tells him, hey, yeah, that's a good idea, or his circle, my nigga, you got to change your circle, change the PR team because, fam.
I got some pushback for that. I don't agree.
Well, what I'm gonna say is that when you that young making that much money, like rumor has it, he's making $1 million a month just off his shit. And the reason why I say that is because I do naturally believe he's a good person because I did see him in the crowds. Like someone was having an anxiety attack, he was making sure that like the person was okay. There was a little kid, he put him on his back just to make sure he didn't get trampled. So I'm saying his intent is good, and I think you're on the money. Yeah, he has. I'm pretty sure ego kicked in. But I'm going to say is if you have lawyers, if you have managers, you need to get different ones. Because I'm saying is like, because when you're that young, you're just naturally not going to think of like, oh, the optics of everything. In my personal opinion.
I don't put the blame on his managers or handlers because it's like, if you say as soon as you put something out on the internet, now your followers and people that support you, they're on high alert. You feel me? You a public figure now.
But I'm pretty sure he had a meeting like, hey, I'm doing this.
What if it was an impulsive moment? What if you made this announcement, this has to go down in a few hours, and there's nothing that we can get done to prep for this?
Then someone in the team should say, yo, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, but once you post it on the internet, then what?
Take it down.
Take it down. People are still gonna show up, but you know how that shit goes.
Make a go on fucking Twitch, your platform, and say, hey, I'm deading that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I put the blame on him, because when you have an idea like that, you're supposed to sit down and get ideas and get feedback from your team. But when you feeling yourself too much, or you feel like, hey, I'm that nigga, you think, hey, it's my city, everybody fucks with me, I was born and raised here. If I'm doing something from the community, they have to respect that. Because I feel like there's a part of him that felt like, I'm from New York. I was born and raised here. So why can't I give back to my city, especially when back to school is close? Like, I'm only giving away good shit to kids. I'm not giving away cannabis. You feel me? I'm not giving away guns. I'm giving away PCs and video games and chairs.
I understand, but you got to remember, this is a young nigga with money. True. Yes, like, look at John Morant. He's a young nigga with money. And who do we blame the most besides John Morant? His father, that's always at the fucking games. How is your son doing all this shit? And it's like, yo, fam, you right there by his side. Aren't you supposed to be his fucking role model? Even though, yes, John Morant has a child. John Morant is over the age of 21. But it's like, what's our favorite saying? Who raised you?
True.
At some point, you stop blaming the person in the center that has the biggest name. It's like, yo, what the fuck is around him? Like, R. Kelly. Niggas gonna be like, yo, if R. Kelly was a nasty nigga, I'm pretty sure his crew was a nasty nigga. The fact that you let in these young girls with this nigga, there's a bed in your fucking studio. Not one person said to this nigga, hey, I don't think that's cool.
True.
That's why I say that, yo, Kai Cenat, I do think his intentions as well, because I am a fan of him, and I'm not trying to dick ride because I am a fan of him, but I'm just saying is that I think you need to change your inner circle. Because the intention was good, but the planning was terrible. And I don't think that solely relies on him because he's the talent.
Okay. I mean, I don't think one mishap should dictate or pressure you to.
If it cost me millions of dollars, you damn right.
But what if, okay, but if you, I don't know. I just personally, I don't, like, for example, if I'm Chris Brown, I'm on tour, I'm on stage, a fan jumps off on stage and I feel threatened and I punch the fan in the face. As his lawyer, I have to just try to get him out of whatever situation that is. If I can't, he ends up paying a lot of money. Fam, you know who you are. You can't just start punching people. So you can't call me a bad lawyer for not being able to get you out of that situation. You have to have enough discernment and enough sense to not do certain shit. You feel me?
Well, the reason I don't like that argument, because lawyers, your lawyer is there for the aftermath, never before it happens.
Yeah, but your lawyer can also advise you on how to move and certain moves to not make as well.
Exactly, and I was watching a show called Silicon Valley. He had a manager, and he was like saying that, he had an accountant, and then the guy that has all the money is trying to tell him his problems. Hey, bro, I'm your accountant, not your manager. You need a manager for that. Just give me your money.
I understand that. But either way, man, I mean, best of luck to him, and I hope he does more of these things, but in a lot more organized fashion. I will say that.
For sure. Do something indoors for once. Like, yeah.
Well, in nigga news.
More nigga news.
There was a brawl in Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. Listen,
I ain't never scared.
I've seen so many clips and vintage points of this brawl. Listen, it was entertainment for me. I couldn't stop laughing. It was a lot of niggatry going on. It was a lot of Karens popping out and saying shit. For some reason, I want to say the white community is there's a lot of silence on this issue. You feel me? And usually white people, they get their lick back, or they come out with some publicist response or reason why certain things happen. But it looked like, from what I've seen, we were in the right about this situation. Do you want to break it down for the people?
Yeah, I'll break it down. So pretty much like there was a riverboat area, like a docking station where like a lot of like cruises or just speedboats go to like land the boat. And this is in Alabama at a place called like Riverfront. Mm-hmm. And apparently there is like there's a boat there with like a white family. I think it's like a wife, husband, kids, probably a friend, whatever. It's like 7 or 8 of them. But they apparently, where they left their boat, it wasn't like a good place to actually like park it, because there was like, as you see in the video, there was a big ass ferry with probably over 200 people there, and they're like, yo, you need to move that little ass boat because all these people got to get off the damn ferry.
Facts.
And so the person that told them that was a black security guard. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what no one says, this had to be racially intended. Like this was kind of like racially intended. Like I think the family was a little bit racist. I can't prove it, but
I mean, I heard the audio. They were racist.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear the audio.
They were being racist. Well, they were saying racial. They were saying race. They were calling them racial slurs too. So
okay, so if it's true, then I understand. I understand just visibly. I'm like, all right, this looks like some racist shit just visibly. Like a deaf person could have figured this out. Can I say that?
Yeah, I understand. Okay. I understand.
Just say it. But like, all right, so. As like the guy, this black security guard, he's walked into the family. Hey, you can't park here. You got to move because clearly, I don't know if you look literally to your left, there's a whole fucking ferry right behind you. And then out of nowhere, like the family's getting like kind of shovish. And then one freaking white dude just came out and just shoved the freaking black dude. It's very clear that that white dude was drunk. Had to be 100% drunk or just that racist. So the second that the white dude pushed the freaking security guard, the freaking black dude took his hat off. That was the bat signal, apparently.
Nigga did the Bobby Shmurda.
He did the Bobby Shmurda, took the hat off in the air, and then started to freaking fight the whole family. And I'm going to put it out there. Yo.
Wait, pause. Why do black people do that? What? Black people either skip, they throw a hat up, or they grab their face. Or they try to get grip with their feet. Like, bruh, if you know how to fight, you go win the fight.
He was getting in his stance too.
You don't have to do all that extra shit to get the fight off.
But one thing about black people, what I would say is, no one really sees a hat just magically freaking fly up in the air. And black people, we just naturally know. We can't explain it. It's like telekinesis. We know when a nigga need help.
Yeah, true. I understand that.
Just saying. So,
we come together at the right time. Exactly. Sometimes for each other, you know.
So what happens is like the freaking security guard, he takes the hat off, and then he's literally fighting the whole family. In my personal opinion, I think the black security was whooping all their asses, 3 to 4, 7 to 8 was a little excessive because he was getting his ass whooped eventually. But then all you see is black people that's like literally coming down a stairway, and then you see the white people that's like beating up the black security guard. They run off to their boat, but then you see literally packs of niggas just coming out of nowhere.
Packs of niggas.
Because they see they see the situation, so they're going to help the black dude. And then a couple of the black people, they got him, and then this shit still continues. They go literally, the white people go to their boat. Apparently, they probably forgot the key in the boat because the black people actually got on the boat, dragged their ass out back onto the deck, and they literally go into a whole freaking Royal Rumble. And then the black people are just clearly we outnumbered them for sure. Mm-hmm. So. What's your take?
I mean, my take is pretty much, I love the fact that we stood up for one another. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that, you know, we didn't need confirmation to protect one another. And hey, I mean, that's the right thing to do on my end. Like, we see something. I don't think it's even a white or black issue. If I see somebody getting jumped, you feel me, as a citizen, and I could either mind my business if I saw the whole situation break down, or I help. You feel me? There's different versions of help. One, the number one thing that white people like to do is call the cops. You feel me? That's their version of helping what's going on. Mm-hmm. Black people tend to walk over, try to separate or break it away, or try to be nosy, pull out their phone and record. Mm-hmm. And some people, you know, the good Samaritans try to run in there and
I'm making a citizen's arrest.
The Superman niggas, you feel me? The good old boys who go and try to make a citizen's arrest or try to restrain somebody. And
how the fuck you make a citizen's arrest? You grab me? What the fuck you do?
I just feel like, to me, personally, I don't get involved in any brawls unless it's a old person or a kid getting jumped or something is being done to somebody that can't help themselves. Other than that, I'm on my business. You feel me?
If I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure if the situation was turned around, if it was a security guard was white and there's a bunch of niggas whooping the white dude, I'm pretty sure you carrying on with your fucking day.
See? No, I can't say that definitively. I can't. I would see how it plays out. I would try to see who's in the wrong.
You're going to see the size 13 Tim and mind your fucking business.
It takes, okay, let me just say this. I'm going to indirectly answer your question. It takes a lot to get niggas mad.
Not really. There's nigga moments happen every day.
I'm going to tell you why. That security guard, you know us as good old black folks, good old hardworking black folks. Niggas don't want to lose their job over bullshit.
That is true.
I will say that. So for a nigga to throw his hat up in the air, risk his job to fight back,
risk his freedom, yeah.
It's because he feel like he's in fear of his life. You feel me? It's a life or death situation. So again, if I see the same thing being done to a white person, I would be like, okay, cool. What the fuck did he do to them? Because I know niggas don't just wake up mad and want to beat up white people because we know the consequences and we know the law is not on our side. You feel me? So that situation, I would be split with my decision. But I will say I do enjoy and I respected the camaraderie. I'm fucking the word up. Camaraderie. Yeah. What do you say? Camaraderie. Yeah. I'm fucking that shit up.
I'm leaving it in there too.
Between us, you feel me? Sometimes it's always cool when we unite. We tend to unite over some bullshit, but when we do unite, we do hold each other down. I love that.
What I would say is I did love the fact that I love seeing black people unify and just like fucking up some white people. Not saying that this is a race war or anything, but it's like I'm just glad that black people just naturally just come together because the government, media,
you can say
always tries our best.
You like when we get our lick back sometimes.
Oh, for sure. That was. I think that was reparations of some form of reparations.
I don't know. I feel like white people, y'all getting crazy with niggas in Alabama is crazy.
All I'm gonna say is that like what I would say about white people, and like I have to make this announcement. I have a lot of white friends. I have no hatred to white people.
Nah, I have white friends too. I'm saying I love white people.
And I don't want to sound like that white person. Hey, I have one white friend. I have one black friend. He's the neighbor.
No, I'm cool with a lot of white people. Let me just say that.
What I would say is that white
delete all that other shit.
But what I would say is that white people, you all do have entitlement issues.
And read the room, goddammit.
Read the room, fam. It's just like the thing is what white people fail to understand is like they just feel like, oh, they're just entitled to everything. And it's like, yo, if you are in the wrong, sir, ma'am, you are in the wrong. There is 200 people need to park. The 7 of y'all can literally move 15 fucking feet. But I'm pretty sure they were like, no, we were here first. Like, fam, don't you see this is a fucking tour?
You know what? I do agree that they were probably drunk or there was some type of liquor or booze involved because I hate to break it down in categories. The good in the proper.
There's a lot of good white Samaritans.
No, I'm just saying the proper white people would be like, hey, let me talk to somebody in charge. Let me get your supervisor or your manager's number. I've seen white people do that. They want to get corporate. Like, because if I own a boat, I'm pretty sure like these niggas weren't broke on that boat.
Oh, for sure.
So with that being said, is if I spend all this money on this fucking boat, I'm trying to park my shit here. You telling me no? I'm not talking to you. You telling me I can't do it? Guess what? That's fine. Give me your supervisor's number. Give me whoever's in charge of this whole fucking dock, and we'll get this shit resolved. Because I'm not gonna go back and forth with you because you're just doing your job.
And I'm pretty sure one of those. My family has been riding this boat, been parking here for 13 years.
Yeah. You're the first person that has ever told us we can't do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I would say, to close out this little segment, the nigga that had the chair need to go to jail. I'm sorry. Fam, that was a little too much hate.
The nigga that swam across, that was crazy.
Kudos to him. Aquaman, Namor, shouts out to him.
That nigga.
You know how mad you got to be to swim to beat somebody else?
That's crazy. That was crazy. But I mean, it was entertaining. I'm not saying I enjoy it because I don't enjoy violent acts. To clarify, to make
and
this
don't
clear.
hit women. Come on, people. This is not hit women.
Okay, I agree. Let's get out of this quick because I don't like how you ended this. Don't hate women. Yeah, nobody should hit women.
Don't hit women.
All right. Neo has been in the headlines recently. He's being called out. He's being called transphobic. He did a podcast with a former model of the name of Gloria Velez. And he was discussing pretty much, I think the gist of his argument and what he was trying to relay is he feels like sometimes some kids are too young to identify as a certain gender. You feel me?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because, obviously you either a male or a female by birth, but some people identify as whatever they want to. You feel me? Because there's all types of genders now. You feel me? In this new world that we live in, it's not back in the day where it's like, you a man, you a woman. You feel me? Whatever. People could identify as whatever they want now. Cool, great. He was just stating that, hey, like, to give you context, I have 5 daughters and 2 boys. Like, I would not want my 5-year-old kid to come up to me and say, Dad, I think I'm a girl. You feel me? Without fully being developed, you feel me? Or knowing what they want. Because kids are very fidgety. Like, one day they might want to be something. The next day they might want something else. Kids, they don't even want to keep one toy for a month. Some of them, you feel me? Or for the day. So
they have a new favorite food every day.
Exactly. So I feel like, I think his delivery, his tone.
I didn't see the actual video though.
I mean, if we can, we gonna put the clip somewhere here. But I think his delivery is what put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because he was being called transphobic because when you believe there's only 2 genders, that's being transphobic because there's a lot more genders out there than men and women. You feel me? People could identify as different things or different categories. There's different categories out there.
Different boxes.
So now my reaction
a lot over there.
my reaction to this is very simple. I think I do believe there's an attack on black men, black heterosexual men with an opinion. I do believe that.
Rich or black men.
Whatever. I feel like if you are a heterosexual black man with an opinion and strong views about anything, you're going to offend somebody somewhere. You feel me? Especially if you adamant and you strong in your stance, somebody's going to call you something. It's either they're going to say you misogynistic, you anti-Semitic, you hate this, you hate that. And it's like, no, I just believe what I believe and you could believe what you want to believe. But in this pandering ass country, in society, sometimes you have to align yourself with certain views and values to kind of be deemed cool and accepted, right? So I personally feel like his delivery is off and the way he delivered the message was off, but I do respect him for having his own opinion and wanting to share it at his own free will. You feel me? But here's what I want to give. I guess I don't know if Neo will ever see this episode, but what I kind of want to share with any man out there with an opinion is 3 things that I actually learned from Joe Budden. Does this need to be said? Does this need to be said by me? And does this need to be said right now? That's number 1. Number 2, you run your household. You don't run the world. I want men to understand that, because my thing is, in your household where you pay bills and you own your property, you can instill in your children what you want. You feel me? And you can raise them how you want. You feel me? But outside of that, you don't have control over people and what people outside of your house do and how they move and how they choose to do things and shit like that. And sometimes it's good to keep your opinions to yourself, because who gives a fuck? Because I feel like you should be able to love who you love. You should be able to live how you want to live. If it's not bothering me, if it's not doing any interfering with my day, I don't really care what niggas do, especially in their bedrooms. I don't care.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've had enough of this shit. Everybody's allowed to give their fucking opinion. I've said this on the podcast before.
It depends.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Gary said this. I said this on a previous podcast, on a previous episode of this podcast. I thought I was Jet Li at 5 years old. I was eating Chinese food 3 times a week. I was watching every Jet Li movie because, you guessed it, my Jamaican-ass father had every karate movie in the freaking house. So I naturally thought I was fucking Jet Li. Then when I turned 7, I thought I was 50 Cent. I bought Get Rich Die Trying, bought the freaking tight ass G Unit t-shirt, bought the G Unit Reeboks. I thought I was 50 Cent.
You had the tank top?
I had the tank top. Bro, I had the bandana. Damn. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to be inspired by whoever they're inspired by. It is the parents. It's literally.
And they're going to mirror whatever they're around too.
Fam,
kids are a sponge.
It's up to the parents, yo. It's up to the parents to watch over the kids. And if Neo naturally believes, like, oh, if my kid wants to make a transition at a certain age, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm just not gonna prove it at a certain age or whatever. I think for me, if anyone cares, I'm literally, if my child says like, hey, I want to be this, I want to be that.
Oh, I feel like this, I identify as that.
I'm gonna be like, okay. Now, if you're really serious about making this transition, I'm gonna wait till you 18 until your frontal lobe actually is fully developed.
I mean,
that's just me.
More importantly, I would open the door and have a conversation.
I'm gonna have
yes. I feel like kids just be wanting to do shit because they feel like the world is mine at a certain age. Because you tell them, hey, you could be whoever you want to be. Okay, Dad, I want to be this. So now I feel like as a parent, you should be like, well, why? What makes you feel like that? How long you been feeling this way? You feel me? How do you feel around this? How do you feel around that? I would, I feel like it would be a good, I guess, moment to bond with my child. You feel me? But I don't, that's something I would probably overlook, to be honest. Because it's like, I feel like today you might want to be this. The next day you might want to be something else. So, all right, as long as you keep bringing good grades, you can do whatever you want, I guess. We'll revisit this conversation.
My issue
when you get a little bit older.
My issue is that people are kind of treating it in a way where it's like Neo's being abusive to his kids because he's not giving them, like, I guess, free thought and free will in their perspective. I'm like, fam, like, when I was a kid, I was watching Powerpuff Girls, That's So Raven. My parents had no freaking concern to be like, hey, you can't be watching that woman shit. I don't approve that in my house. It's like, well, I'm a child. I'm just consuming content, just like entertainment. But it's like, I know I'm a guy, but it's like, yo, like, my parents, they raised me well. They literally let my sister, I literally can't express enough how great my parents are, because they literally let me and my sister just express ourselves in ways. They let us do things at certain ages. They're like, yo, some parents would be like, yo, I was literally going to sneaker events, going to Miami, come back home at midnight. I'm 15 years old. Which parent is going to do that? But some parents be like, I would never do that. You're a bad parent, this and that. Everyone's going to have their fucking opinion, yo. All I'm saying is, like, if there's literally no proof of this child is being, like, if their child is not being abusive, if they're happy, just let them fucking be.
Well, my biggest thing with Neo is usually more politically correct than this. This is my first time hearing him say something
like bold, raw and uncut,
as bold as that. So my thing is, bro, you could have easily brushed over the question and be like, hey, okay, cool, good for them. Everybody should do what they want to do and keep it moving. You feel me? Because I feel like sometimes the way you run your household don't need to be known. Sometimes who you date don't need to be known. Sometimes, like, who you fucking don't need to be known. Sometimes who you voted for. Most people keep who they vote for a secret. You feel me? Exactly. So I just feel like the whole world or Instagram or society or just the internet don't need to know every single thought that comes to your fucking brain. You feel me? You could keep a lot to yourself. But we live in a society where everything is content, where everybody want to have a voice, everybody want to have something to say, and now you feel me? Everything is being shoved in our face, and we have to hear what you ate this morning and why you hate your boss and shit like that. It's like, yo, I just want to go back to the days where it's like I come on the internet, I laugh, make a few jokes, log back off, and live my life. You feel me? That's just what I missed.
Live your fucking life.
But yeah, live your life. Love who you love. In the classic words of Cat Williams, I don't give a fuck what you doing in your personal life because I'm too busy giving a fuck about what I'm doing in my personal life. I don't care. You're not making me no money. You're not interfering with what I got going on. Do you, bro? Do you?
We got to go home, though.
Yeah. Again,
what do you go
before we give our AKAs and get out of here, again, thank you for all the support, for the love, for the interaction. And yeah, we're going to keep working and keep dropping content. And as long as you keep supporting it, I go by the name of Cheech, AKA your favorite creator, AKA catch me outside with some love and positive energy, AKA mind your business. I like that.
Absolutely. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust, aka Mr. 2 Podcast, aka Black Supporter.
You guys talk about yourself 2Pod.
Hey, you giving me ideas.
Oh my God.
And of course, like I would also say as well, thank you for the love and the support that we get every week. And please do not take our words out of context. Remember, everything we say here is our perspective and our opinion.
And it's for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes as well. But I'll see you guys on the next episode. And what is this now? These are the aesthetics.
Yeah, I hope you guys play this in your living room and, you know, go back and forth with your friends, family members, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But yeah, don't take this with a grain of salt. All right? Peace. Damn, that shit.
You really didn't want to leave this chair today.
Bruh.
Bro, you